Joining us to help make sense of it all is friend of the show, John Canzano. No one in this market has been more plugged in to the Pac-12 than you. So we start with what went into Oregon's decision to leave the conference.
Well, I was told Thursday night, early Friday morning, that Oregon was still in kind of an assessment role and still really sorting through what a move to the Big Ten Conference would mean. There was some surprise in that Pac-12 CEO group meeting when Oregon's president and Washington's president indicated that, they plan to join the Big Ten Conference because as late as Thursday night, Washington State, Oregon State, and others believed that there were 9 members who were coming to the table to sign a grant of rights. I was told by a source at Oregon that, if you really look back to what has happened in the last couple of weeks, you see Oregon extending Dan Lanning, gets a big-time extension. Oregon was thinking not 2 or 5 years into the future. They're thinking 10 years, 20 years into the future. And there was some discomfort with the Apple TV package that the Pac-12 was putting in front of the conference members.
Was that the tipping point, John?
For me, it's hard to pinpoint one tipping point because this is a conference that has just done so much wrong over the years. I mean, you can go back to Larry Scott's tenure and 11 years of mismanagement and really the road to today being set by the former commissioner. And, the loss of USC and UCLA really dates back a decade when the members in the conference decided that they wanted equal revenue sharing and, they voted against the LA schools. I also put some of this on George Kliavkoff, the Pac-12 commissioner. Look, he inherited this job. He should have been camped on USC's lawn, making sure they didn't leave. He lost USC, he lost UCLA, he lost Colorado. Part of the reason why the TV deal was so weak was you don't have the LA TV market as part of the conference. I think just some strategic misfires by the Pac-12, some mismanagement. Let's put some of this on the presidents and chancellors of the respected universities. And let's also give an assist to the world of college football and television and greed and, nothing matters but money. That all becomes part of the equation when you see Oregon bolting to the Big Ten.
John, is the Pac-12 dead?
What was formed in 1915 in downtown Portland in a hotel, that's dead. And so what I think is going to happen moving forward is you're going to have either a version of the Pac-12 that does not resemble what we all remember. It could still include schools like Oregon State and Washington State, Stanford and Cal, but it won't look like what we remember. Or you may have those schools decide that they're better off joining another conference, someone like the Mountain West Conference. Again, media rights is going to drive this. And what are the members, the holdover members, what are they worth without Oregon and Washington around and with the Arizona schools and everybody else running for the hills?
What does this mean for rivalry games?
I thought a lot about Washington State and Oregon State in particular. I talked to a church pastor in Pullman whose church is located 3 blocks away from Martin Stadium. They use the church parking lot to raise money on game days for their youth group. Like, there's an impact. There's a peripheral impact to the community. There's an impact on the campus. There are jobs. Those rivalry games are in jeopardy. And if they're going to happen, they probably don't happen around Thanksgiving at the end of the season. They probably happen in week 2 or week 3 if Washington and Oregon decide that they want to schedule an in-state game.
He is John Canzano. You can find his work on johncanzano.com or listen to the Bald-Faced Truth on the radio at 7:50 The Game. John, as usual, we appreciate you dropping knowledge here on the show.
Thank you, my friend.